Hi everybody, welcome back to my shop. I got my goodies in here. But we are doing some repairs and I got a real interesting one I'm going to bring in through the door here. I'm going to set you guys up in a stand right there so you can see me coming through the door with it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You might even be able to see me outside. So we'll get to it here. Lucky it's downhill. Okay. Okay, we have here a Massey Ferguson that my neighbor bought. It's kind of a cool tractor. It's hydrostatic drive. Well, you ever see one of them steering wheels? Me neither, but it seems to be made like that. But yeah, it's a weird steering wheel. But it's got the same controls as that big snapper I had in here. Big foot pedal drive. This is basically the same tractor with smaller wheels on it from the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like the same frame, the same everything as the snapper I had in here. Except for this one has the single cylinder Kohler engine in it. And it's dead. My neighbor got it and I towed it in for him. Well, here it is. I gotta fix it, I guess. So let's do this 1650 up. Well, first thing I want to look at here is the gas tank. We'll see what we got down in there. Looks like we got gas and not bad in there. You can see right in there now. But yeah, not bad. Okay, now we're on the other side of the tractor. I think you got a good view in there. You could probably get a little closer, but then I gotta work too, you know. But anyway, I am going to replace the fuel filter. And I usually put the shut off before it, but it'd be hidden way up in there. You won't be able to get to it. So I want it to where you can get to it. So I'm just placing it down there. I know it's a little wrong, but it will serve a purpose in case this carb ever floods out or anything. It'd be kind of nice to have that. So let's put this one on first because it's going to be up in. You'll see what I mean. All right. See, it's shoved up in there a little ways. And like I said, I want this shut off where you can get to it easily. And you can't get any better than that, I guess. So I'll tighten that up too. So now we have a shut off over here. And it's much easier to get to than the one over there. That's the way we like it, nice and easy. There's a wire around there for some reason. Oh my gosh, there's wire around here for some reason. There's just stuff hanging all over the place. So we're gonna next clean the carburetor out a little bit, I think, because it was running terrible, and I know you turned the gas on, you can't be that silly, but I do want to clean all this because it just sounds terrible, this tractor. We did have it running, but it didn't sound so good. You know, we could just put a gas in, see what it sounds like. Maybe he just had the gas shut off. but I still wanted to put new stuff in and check it. So let's see what we got. Just gotta try to start this thing, but the first thing I noticed about this tractor, like I said, I did see it run, is it was just revving like crazy. So I looked down in there and the throttle is cranked way up. And it is very hard to get to on this tractor. I don't know why it's cranked up. Probably because the idle circuit might be plugged on the carburetor. So it won't idle, so they just cranked that up. Well, I don't even want to see it run like that. I mean, this thing was really going at it. It was revving. I didn't like it. And then the muffler's rattling around and everything's rattling around. This thing just was sounding pretty horrible. So, I don't know what it's going to do, but I'm going to take some tools off it. I'm going to hook up this jump box to it. Give it a little extra zap. I'm going to choke it. Hopefully. That's all babied up too. I'm going to push this brake down and lock it. And I'm going to make sure it's not throttled up way high. Just a little bit. And we'll see what it does. Does it need this down there? What is wrong here? Oh, is it that dead? Safeties on it? There's no click, no nothing. Look, there's nothing. No PTO even. This tractor might be dead. Oh, wait. Oh, it's got a crazy push button on it. Okay, well, the first problem I found here, it wouldn't start, of course. We tried that. This choke cable was just slipping through the hole, and it wasn't pushing the choke off, so it was stuck on. But then I noticed that this whole thing just doesn't want to go off. See, it wants to spring back. It doesn't. I'm pushing hard, and it doesn't want to go up. So I'm suspecting linkage problems. And then remember, it was revving really high before too. So we're going to open this up and see what we got going on in here. And maybe while I'm in there, I'll do a quick carburetor cleaning since I did the gas tank already. Let's see what we got going on in here. We got weird linkages. No, it's a spring. Okay, well, what we got is they ran this up over everything instead of down under everything. So that's part of the problem. That spring looks okay, but yeah, see, that's not good. This also is a problem. Oh, it sticks on, and then it doesn't want to go off. So that must have been rubbing on the air filter, because that's all I took off. Let's see where it was. Yeah, there was something rubbing right there. Now that's the fuel line. Well, I believe it was rubbing here somehow. It might have even been here, because maybe, yeah, it might have even been there. But it still is sticking in the on position. I gotta clean that up somehow. I think it's binding in there. Yeah, it looks like it's binding inside of there. Looks like it's a little bent. I'm thinking it might be a little bent. Maybe just working it. I And yes, now it goes off all the way, but I believe it was rubbing the air filter. So what I'm going to do is put a new bend on this. I'm going to reroute this fuel line. And the shut off on the other side still works pretty good. So I'm just going to use that one. We got to reroute this. This is no good. Of course, I don't have a Phillips head. It's right. Let's get off a little here. I find stuff like this all the time where people just didn't know. Oh, look at that, that's loose in there. I'm surprised it doesn't leak, but it's not leaking. So let's see if we can get, I might end up pulling that right off of there. I'm pretty good with a pair of pliers. Uh-oh, I think I'm gonna have an issue with this fuel pump. Maybe not. Let's see. It seems to be in there on a, I don't know. On a pivot of some sort, or maybe it's just broken, I don't know. But we're gonna have to figure that one out. But this, I believe, would be nicer going right in there. This stuff is always tough. Maybe. Might have to get a longer line too. Yeah, I'm gonna get a longer line. I'm gonna hook this up and yeah, they got this all messy. Then we'll figure out the rest. I'll be back. This is better fuel line too. It still fits a little loose, so I guess I'll put a clamp on it. I'm worried about that fuel pump. Now I want to be like up in there so I can work with this easier. I know it's going to fit that filter tight. And this line doesn't usually come off. So it's good stuff. We're going to put the gas back on here in a second. And see that that doesn't leak over there. That's moving all over the place. That's going to end up leaking, I just know it. Probably not it. Let's see what we got here. It's going to be, I don't want that rubbing against metal. Maybe I'll put something over it. I'm wondering if this thing will run normal. Everything feels good here. What do you think? We try it? Okay, so we got the spark plug out. Check for spark, see what we got. Turn the key, hit the button. It's got plenty of spark. Well, it does have compression. It's just kind of weak, but it does have it. So I stuck our spark plug back in again, and it's still doing the same thing. Let's try it. Okay, I think we'll get a combination wrench. I'm just going to pull this bowl down. Oh, 9/16 to... Yeah. See what we got up in there. Yeah. It was crud. Now it looks clean. Let's see if this comes down nice. Nah. I might as well just leave it. Let's just drain it. and try it again. Just because I have a feeling about it, and I don't want to tear it all apart. And getting it going has kind of a favor. So let's turn the gas back on. See what happens here. Okay. Turn the key on if it isn't on. We got a push button starter here. I got a bunch of gas all over, but let's see. I know I got this close to running. It's been puttering and sputtering and trying. So just so I can control the throttle and choke and everything else, I'm going to cut this little tail off of here. And then I'm going to remake this bend a little bit. And put this cable back into action. And then I'll have throttle and I'll have choke because it was sputtering, but I couldn't turn the throttle up or do anything, you know, it was just kind of messy. So let's, this is a very, very cheap cable, but we're going to make a nice enough hook so it stays in there for a while at least here. Okay, let's see, how does that work in there? I don't like being so close to the throttle, so I'm going to go down here a little more maybe. And that looks pretty good. Right there, it's not interfering with throttle, and we're looking pretty good. Okay, so let's put this and this back in its spot. Get myself a screwdriver. Throttle all the way down. Oh, it's too tight, too far. I don't want to push it on that spring so hard. Doesn't need to be. There we go. Oh, that's better. Okay, and then turn it down. Yes. After you choke, make sure it's in the proper position, which it really isn't. Okay, so that should be off. So let's go in the off position with that. I think so. And the throttle looks good. So we're gonna tighten these two up. If I can, this screw's kind of old and battered. Straight head thing. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, so let's see. Choke works. Getting the fuel line down here a little. We're gonna have to, that'll actually twist. We saw that before. Okay, throttle, we'll use a little bit of throttle, like that. And we're gonna turn this baby on and hit the button. Ooh, sounds promising. Ooh, I better make sure I turned on the fuel over here. Yes, I did. Sounded promising, so we're gonna push the choke in a little. Try it again. Sounds really good, but boy does that engine vibrate. Man, I wonder if it's got bad motor mounts or what it is, but I tried moving it by hand and I don't know. This thing just moves a lot, but it runs good. Okay, so we're done with that part. Not sure what's next. I think I might do some work under the exhaust. We'll see. But I think I'm going to tell him he needs a fuel pump, and hopefully I can get one that's aimed right. Actually, it's not even leaking. Before I saw it, it's kind of weird. This thing popped right out of there, and then it spun, and then it popped right back in there, and it didn't leak. Let's see if I have that kind of luck again. That would be weird, huh? Yeah, it actually did work, but I don't trust it. Little vibrations. Yep, it's starting to leak by vibrating. So, and we know this engine vibrates. So, okay. So I believe that we are done here. I'm not sure yet, because I want to see if anything's rubbing. I'm hoping not. Looks like it's all clear in there. Let's see how the trip works. Yep, that's working good. Throttle works. Yep, that's working good. So we're not binding anywhere. We're looking good. So we can put this part all back together, I believe. And then we gotta go. Oh yeah, I think I did tell you I bypassed the fuel pump because it was a mess. So we're all good in here now. It does run. Runs good. You heard that last night. Oh, it's now Monday, by the way. Yesterday was Sunday, doing some work in here. Like I said, it's my neighbor's tractor, so I'm just trying to help the guy out, get this thing going for him. He's been wanting a decent tractor for a while, and we're gonna get him one. And it is this rough one. So next, instead of doing the muffler like I said last night, I found out this thing is not charging. It has a push button for a starter. It's got lots of little issues here and there that we have to take care of on the other side and maybe even this side. So we're gonna button this up and then we'll go around to the other side and do that side. Here looks good. There looks good. Okay, so the ignition switch is behind the gas tank, so I had to disconnect fuel lines again. I'm gonna pull this tank right out of here again. And let's see. Down, that way, and up and out. Okay. Now we have to get into there. Get this tank up someplace. That's good. Okay, so we gotta get back in there. As you can see, all these wires are disconnected off of the switch. And I don't know why, but we're gonna have to figure that out. Well, there's some cut wires. What is this? All kinds of nice stuff in here. And that's the red wire. It goes through there. It's supposed to go up to the battery. Yes, it does. So then the white wire is supposed to go down through the ignition switch, which it seems to, but then there's another wire that comes out for charging. I gotta figure out where that went. I gotta put some better plugs on some things here, I guess. I don't think you can see in here that good, but we're trying. Okay, so that's when it goes to the point down there. Like I said, I might even pull this switch right out of here and just start over. Because this is messy. And I gotta find the charge wire that comes out of the engine and figure out where that goes. And this guy's coming down here in a minute. And so it looks like this red wire coming up here is the charge wire. Yep, there it is. See, charge wire. And that has to go to power on the switch. The charge wire has to go to power. And I believe that's the charge right there. Once that gets powered up, it should charge good. But I gotta get this, maybe get this switch out of here. I gotta get a test light. I'll be back. Now we're getting into the electrical system on this tractor, which I'm finding is messier and messier. Every time I look at it, it's just like somebody hacked and cut and bypassed and hooked up and did all kinds of strange things in here. So, and this is the wire that goes to the coil. Well, it goes to something back there too. So, I don't know what's going on there. I noticed as soon as I turn on the ignition, though, it's pulling a lot of juice. Well, there's a wire hooked to that doesn't belong at all. It just hacked the whole damn thing over there. Excuse me. Let's just go with this wire to the coil. If I can get it up through there somehow. It's already attached to the coil. It's just goofy. Sorry, I'm in your face here for a second, but okay. We're going to hook this one up as the coil wire. We're going to run a new charge wire. This one comes out of the regulator. We're going to eliminate this junk wire. We're going to eliminate that junk wire. We can hook up lights later. This wire is just like cut and spliced and messy everywhere. So we're going to get rid of all of this extra crap here that is not going to be used for now. Still got stuff to it, like for the safeties and all that stuff, but okay, well, it's kind of out of my face. I'm going to cut this like that and get rid of it. We're just going to clean all this up here, whatever I can, and get rid of it, because it'll never be used again. I just got to watch my power wire here. It doesn't start shorting out and arcing all over. So we're going to shove all this ugly old wire back down in here and just get it out of our face for now, because we're not using any of it. And we're just going to start over. Okay, so this one's our charge wire that can go through the switch into the battery. This other one's our coil wire, which I made neater. I'm going to put an end on it and run that to the switch. And this one here is our power wire. And this one here is our charge wire. Now, on all your switches for these tractors, it's pretty much labeled. It'll tell you on, off, start. So I just got to get all this hooked up and we'll see how we do. Okay, so what I did here is I just ran on it. Let's get down here. I ran a new coil wire right to the coil. I ran a new charge wire right to the charge, which goes right through to the battery. And of course the S is, or you know, B is battery, S is start, and you know how it works. It's pretty simple. So I just hooked up all new wires, one directly to the solenoid for start, and we have a charge wire and everything's good. Hopefully I can button this up and everything works. We'll see in a few minutes. That's screwed in here, the switch with the wires on it. Taking my front tank back on here. I know that switch needs a little work too. When you go to start position, it kind of takes away juice from other things if you turn it too far. So I'm gonna later clean that. Show you how I do that. Just pour electrical contact cleaner in there and blow it out with air and clean it up a little. Well, first of all, we're going to get this baby back up. We'll get a fuel line over here. I also want to go get a meter to throw on it when it does start. To see if it's charging the battery. Like I think it is, because they start spark when I hooked it up. The amp meter is no good, so can't go by that. Let's stick a meter here. I'll move you guys back just so you can see I got a meter hooked up here. And I know you can't read it, but we're going to see if she's charging, if it starts, and all that good stuff. Let's turn on the gas. Get some fuel flow going. You see it? Okay. Yes, and you could do it here. Come on, baby. Not much, which means problem with the charging system. I think we're gonna have to do some more work, I guess. It should be charging. We have a wire over right from the charge system, which is the center wire, of course, off the regulator. I wonder if some of these wires are just crappy. Let's try this. This tractor is still noisy as hell. For some reason it's squeaking and it's barking. But we'll look into all that too. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Oh, I hate the way this tractor does it. It makes noise. Well, she is charging. It was these wires here and the regulator. Must not have been on very good. So she's charging, but not great. So I think we're going to button this thing up for now, because it starts, it runs, it drives. It's very noisy, but he's going to fix some of the stuff. So we're doing pretty good here. I'm going to fix his hood up a little bit too, I think, just so it fits on there better. Yeah, that hood is a mess. Going to need some hammering and some bending. Just that big dent there. I'm not going to do too much with that, but these hinges are bent to the point where you can't get the hood in properly. Somehow I got to figure it out. But anyway, we'll beat on these a little bit and straighten some things out, and then I'll be done with this thing. Next time you see me, we'll be driving around. 1650 is just about ready to go. I found another funny issue as I was going over all this stuff. Here's the hydraulic valve. it was locked in. It was stuck. Like, where was it? It was stuck on anyway. So here it was trying to push a hydraulic cylinder past its limit. I put a screw in there and went pop, pop. Started it up. I had to turn the idle down because it's not stealing pressure anymore. So we're about done with this thing. I'm gonna pull it out of here. I'm actually gonna drive it up to my neighbor. He's right up the hill. Let's see. Make sure it starts. Like a different tractor. It came in here not doing anything. Well, pretty much. Okay, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.